All right, today we are diving into a bird that is so beautiful. It's literally called a forest jewel. We're talking about the Ruri bataki, or as you might know it, the red-flanked bluetail. Let's get into what makes this little creature just so amazing. You know, this description really says it all, doesn't it? The Ruri bataki isn't just another bird in the woods. People see it as this living, breathing jewel, a tiny flash of brilliant color you might spot in the quiet of the forest. So, what makes this bird so visually stunning? Well, it really starts with this huge difference between the male and the female. Let's take a look at their completely different styles. And wow, you can really see that contrast right here. The male is famous for this absolutely breathtaking sky-like blue color. And get this, it actually gets deeper and more vibrant as he gets older. The female, on the other hand, she's a total master of blending in. Her earthy brown feathers are the perfect camouflage for the forest floor. But if you get a really good look, sometimes you can spot these tiny, faint hints of blue on her feathers, like a little secret nod to her partner's bright colors. What's so fascinating is that the stunning blue isn't something they're born with. A young male actually starts out looking a lot like a female, all dressed in that same brownish color. Then, over time, he slowly transforms into this magnificent blue adult. It's a real story of growth, a journey into brilliance. But the Ruri Bitaki's life isn't just about its beautiful colors. No, it's really defined by a constant journey. Their whole life is spent moving between two completely different worlds as the seasons change. And this journey creates a really clear yearly cycle. When spring and summer hit, they head way up into the cool, high mountain forest to breed. Then, as autumn sets in, they start making their way down to lower ground. By winter, you can actually find them in places that are much easier for us to get to, like lowland parks. That's when most people get the amazing chance to see one. And their entire lifestyle just flips with the seasons. Summer is all about being secluded up in the mountains, breeding, raising a family, and feasting on insects and spiders. But winter, that's about surviving down in the lowlands. Their diet changes to include more berries and fruits, and because of that, they become much more visible to us as they're out looking for food in parks or along riverbanks. So what kind of place do they need to really thrive? Well, they need those dense forests with lots of bushes and plants on the ground. And that thick layer of fallen leaves on the forest floor, that's basically their supermarket. It's just packed with all the insects and spiders they love to eat. But most of all, they really need a quiet, undisturbed environment to flourish. Okay, so we've talked about how incredible they look, but the Ruri Bitataki is also a master musician. Its song is just as famous as its feathers. It's a true gem for your ears. Now, to really appreciate their song, we have to talk about this Japanese word, sayazuri. This isn't just some simple chirping, no. It's a complex, beautiful melody that the males perform to say, hey, this is my territory, and of course, to attract a mate. It is a full-on musical performance. And what a performance it is. People who've heard it pretty much all describe the male sazuri as this crystal clear, almost flute-like sound that just echoes through the quiet mountain forests. It's really the kind of sound that makes you stop in your tracks and just listen. But they're not a one-hit wonder. Their vocal range is actually pretty diverse. You've got the main song, the saizuri, for territory and courtship. Then there are these short little chi-chu sounds they make just to stay in touch with each other. And if there's danger nearby, they'll let out this sharp, piercing ji alarm call. If you can learn these different sounds, you'll know they're around even if you can't see them. So, we've seen their beauty, we've heard their song. Now let's talk about the most important part, how we can make sure this little forest jewel continues to shine for generations to come. Sadly, and this is a story we've heard too many times for so many species, the biggest threat the Rurubitaki faces is losing its home. Forest development and all the environmental changes happening are shrinking those quiet, dense woodlands that they absolutely depend on to survive. And this is the question that really matters, isn't it? It can feel a little overwhelming, but there are actually simple, powerful things that each and every one of us can do to make a real difference for these incredible birds. So, what can we do? Step 1, learn. Just understanding what they need, like we've been doing here, is the first most crucial step. Step 2, protect. You can support local conservation groups that are working to preserve the wild forests and parks that these birds call home. And finally, step 3, observe with respect. If you are lucky enough to spot one of these guys, just keep your distance, stay quiet, and be patient. Let them feel safe. In the end, the ruby pitaki is so much more than just a beautiful bird. It's a tiny, vibrant little messenger about the health of our forests. Protecting them isn't just about saving one species, it's about preserving the wonder and the balance of the whole natural world. It really leaves you with a question. If these little forest jewels start to disappear, what does that say about the world we're creating? Thanks for joining us, Explainer.